American Metal Reviews.
Yo.
No.
We're here with a review of Diablo III, Reaper of Souls,
Ultimate Evil
Edition.
Yes.
For PS4. Yes. We played this on the PS4, but it's also available on the Xbox One, the 360, the PC, the PC, and
the PS3.
PS3, yeah. So, this fucking package includes the main Diablo 3 game, and it also includes the Reaper of Souls expansion that came out this year, with some added things, like such as on the PS4 edition, you get, there's a Nemesis system, and, they made some tweaks to everything. So, yeah, we're here to just give our thoughts on Diablo 3 and this whole fucking package all in one. So, let's start with the story. What do you guys think of Diablo's story?
It's interesting. I might have enjoyed it more if I would have paid attention a little bit more, but what I picked up on the bare minimum of the story seemed like I could follow the very rough outline of what was going on in the story. Now, don't ask me why I was going to this dungeon and going to this crypt or fighting this boss, but it's like, oh, this is happening because okay, so this act is centered around this event, and that's where so that's what I got to do. Okay,
and honestly, you can get the story off the wiki.
Yeah, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
It's actually got a pretty interesting story. There's a lot of lore associated with
a
the
lot
Diablo
of references
universe.
like the first two Diablos in this
Yeah.
game.
But pretty good story for the the 4 acts that are the main game. Then we go to Act 5 and all hell breaks loose.
Man, literally.
Yeah.
I think this game does a good job of making me not give a fuck about this game's story.
Yeah, that's true.
All I want to do is kill things, and then I'm here having to watch these cutscenes, and I don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know who's who. I think a lot of the characters just are very... to me, this story just seems so overdramatic, and just, it's not that intriguing. And, it lost me really badly.
Because you hadn't played any of the other Diablo games.
It's just, in the end, that shouldn't matter. I should be able to just hop right in and enjoy this. I didn't play the first Mass Effect, but I still hopped in and enjoyed Mass Effect 2.
But Mass Effect 2 also summed up what happened in the first Mass Effect, whereas this just kind of threw you in, assuming you played the first, at least
But it's
Diablo
still, I just don't care for this game's story. Some people might, if you care for the story and the lore, that's cool. I want to kill things and loot things, and so I just didn't care for this game's story too much. I mean, Act 5 was kind of cool, but it's like Diablo is your main villain, spoiler, but he's not even a villain. Where the fuck is he the whole game?
Dude, not every villain is there the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
But no, I completely disagree with that.
And honestly, in Diablo 2, Diablo wasn't even the boss for the expansion.
But he's supposed to be like this, this is the end, this is the final boss. It's like he wasn't here the whole goddamn fucking game.
It's kind of based off of,
knowing the story.
Knowing the first two games, right?
I just don't like this game's story.
Whatever.
Okay.
Opinion. It's opinion. Deal with it.
Yeah.
But adventure mode,
which is kind of the opposite.
which is one of the things they added in with the new pack, or with the new expansion, with the new patches.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you get bounties. You don't even have to take bounties, you can just go out and kill shit. But bounties and Nephilim rifts.
Yeah.
Which is basically, as Tyler said the one night, everything that is great about this game.
Oh yeah, because you could basically go through and fight like the bosses, but it's like you're not driven by cutscenes and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is everything that is great about Diablo. It's you get to do these bounties, which is just, hey, go kill everything in this dungeon, or go kill this person, and then you get awesome loots and experience and all that stuff. Or, yeah, you can go kill all the bosses and stuff. It's just about killing things and looting things, and that's kind of what Diablo's all about. And so, you get a couple buddies together, and you go do these Nephilim rifts, which you get after getting these keys. And the rifts are just insane, because it's just killing and looting the whole time, and you just get insane gear. There's massive amounts of enemies, and you get 3 other of your buddies in there, and that is like one of the best co-op times that you can have. This is the best co-op game to play on this system, on the PS4 or the Xbox One. As of right now, it's the best game to just play with people. I feel it's
definitely.
fucking. This game is so fun to play.
I almost hate playing solo just because.
I was about to say
I hate playing solo too.
Like, this game is meant to be played with people. Yes, it can be done solo. You're gonna have a hard time, but.
Or you can be like Frank.
Or you can be Frank and just be. Already have a hardcore character at level 70, starting from scratch 2 weeks after this drops.
Yeah. Like, I want to do a hardcore character, but I want to do it make it like a thing. Like, all of us go through and play hardcore, like on normal, but like do that and get all that like.
Yeah, I find it hard to play this game. Too, because I feel, at least you start out and you don't have the best gear, so you have to play on a little bit lower difficulty, and the lower difficulties aren't the most fun. But then if you turn it up too much, then you're just getting your ass smacked too early. But if you get a couple buddies with you, then you can really turn up the difficulty, and then you're having a fucking party.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, the co-op is what sells this game. Even the couch. I mean, this game is one of the few games that I think truly supports couch co-op.
Yeah. And it's fun.
Like, they even fixed it, because I remember in the Xbox version, everybody was always fighting over who got what.
Yeah.
Who got what gear. Now it's a little bit more like, it's
There's a
specialized
lot.
for each character.
Well, no, it's just like, hey, here's this weapon for player 2.
That's what I mean,
Anybody
like,
can pick it up, but it'll go to player 2's inventory.
But that's what I mean, so now you're not fighting.
Yeah.
It's like, no matter what, I get this.
Yeah.
But then if I want to give it away, then I can give it away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this game plays silky smooth. And, shit is just happening everywhere. It's just chaos, things.
We had one.
I've only ever noticed, like, a frame rate drop, like, twice.
Yeah, this game barely
I've not had a single frame rate
Like,
drop.
it runs at a solid 1080p, 60 frames per second all the time. It is fucking...
And the amount of chaos we were causing the one fucking Nephilim game.
Yeah, I mean,
I fully expected my system to, like, brick.
Mm-hmm. I feel this game plays really well on a console as well. Just having skills mapped to pretty much all the buttons. Personally, I can't see how anyone would play this game on a PC. It just feels so good.
Well,
it's
see,
just...
PC, you get a hot-bar, so you can have, like, all of your shit, and just like, hey, I'm going to use this ability.
Yeah, like that, but don't you also on PC, you have to click to where you want your character to go?
I don't know if you do now, but Diablo 2 everything was done by clicking.
Yeah.
Moving was done by clicking. You only got 2 attacks
Mm-hmm.
because you had to map them to your mouse buttons. So
Yeah,
you had a left click and a right click. That was it.
I just can't see playing this game on a PC. I just feel it'd be really weird.
It took a lot more strategy back then.
Yeah.
But I think it is, like, now it's, you use the arrow keys, and, like you said, you get the hotbar, so you do have access to literally all of your abilities. Now, you might not be able to use all the runes, but you have all.
No, you can't use all the runes, but yeah.
Let's talk about some of the characters, and then we'll get into like some of like the weapons and stuff.
Okay.
What is let's introduce them all. There's
the barbarian,
who's melee.
Yeah.
And he uses mighty weapons.
That their unique thing is mighty weapons.
Mighty weapons.
There's the crusader.
He gets crusader shields, and I think he gets some
crusader shields and a flail.
A flail, and that's his.
Those are their unique stuff. Wizards get wands and focuses. Or staves, depending on how you want to roll.
I know that off the top of my head, I know witch doctors. They get voodoo masks. They get fetishes in their left hand, and then they have ceremonial daggers. That's their 3 things they get.
Yeah.
And then the monk gets.
The monk can get spirit stones, which is like a headpiece for spirit regeneration. Fist weapons, and combat staves or daibos. which are pretty much the same thing.
Okay. And then the last one was the Demon Hunter, which you get crossbows.
You get hand crossbows, yeah.
You get two-handed ones or one-handed ones. And then you also get
The
quivers.
the unique Demon Hunter one is the one-handed,
Yeah.
dual-wielded crossbows, yeah.
What's your guys' favorite class?
I like the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor has a lot of weird abilities.
And it makes sense for you.
It does. Like, you can summon zombie dogs that attack things. You can throw jars of spiders. I have a thing where I send out a wave of piranhas after people. You know, I can summon a gargantuan zombie. Like, everything is just weird. I have a one ability where I can have ice bears go out and charge and kill people. So,
Suicide Chicken.
oh, and also I can turn into a chicken and run into a group of enemies and blow up in the middle of them. That's just like, it's so random, yet it works. Like, it's also really cool because I think all of my abilities are area of effect.
Most of yours.
Most of mine, so it's like, you know, especially once you get up to your Paragon levels, which we'll talk about maybe in a bit, like, I use, like, but that whole one tree, all area of effect, because I'm like, that's going to help me so much.
Alright, what about you? Who's your favorite?
I like the Barbarian. I know a lot. You know, that's like the least favorite class in Diablo.
Actually, it was one of the favorites because that's the only reason it returned for Diablo 3.
It's such a fun class. I love, you know, just beating the shit out of things and, you know, having these just big badass weapons and stuff. And it's pretty awesome. You know, a lot of the abilities, you know, you can have this, like, Mario hammer type thing, just fucking smash everything. You can do a whirlwind, you're sending tornadoes out and just smashing everything. You can call these ancient people in that'll fight alongside of you, or you'll just turn into some big hulking beast and just beat the hell out of everything. It's basically beating the hell out of everything, and I think that's awesome. So that's you know, my favorite class, but I think all these classes are pretty cool. I haven't played with every single one of them, but just seeing everyone's abilities and you know,
And what they
especially
can do, like...
yeah, especially if you get a group of 4 people and you're all different classes, that's the best thing that you can do. It's definitely cool.
I thought the coolest thing when we were playing was that everybody having different summons, and so we were running around with like 12 people.
Yeah.
So definitely the classes are all really unique and cool. What's
Nice
your
me.
class?
I've already made 2 of them. The Monk is my personal favorite class. The Monk was actually designed and with the new patch, what has been made to be the fastest class. I mean, it's not going to be the heavy hitter of the group like a Barbarian or a Crusader would be, because Crusaders got added with the expansion.
Yeah.
But if done right, the Monk can dish out a lot of damage really fast, or it can be the sort of the healer buff debuff kind of guy for the party. So monks can kind of serve a dual role. Also get allies.
Yeah.
Mystic Ally is my summon. 7-Strided Strike is my favorite ability, I
That's
think.
awesome.
I call it my same move because I'm just like teleporting around and just striking people.
I think the just leveling up in this game's a lot fucking faster.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten faster since
You can
the
go
original.
through all 5 acts and almost be at level 70, which is max level, but then once you hit level 70, you get these Paragon levels, which are just awesome.
And they carry across to all of your characters.
Yeah, and the Paragon levels are infinite, so, you know, you can improve your character in every single area. You know, you just get points, and it's basically you're just constantly leveling up all the time.
They're kind of like
cool.
they work in a way almost like the badass ranks for Borderlands.
Yeah.
Whereas you have these, you earn them, and you get points to spend with each subsequent character.
Yeah, it's I just like that they kind of carry across. It's like, I guess if you get multiple characters above level 70 and you just have like so many Paragon points to spend on everything, it just sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. The Nemesis system in this game is awesome as well. Where, for instance, it only happens, you know, in Diablo you have your regular enemies, and then you'll have your like rare or unique.
You have
enemies.
you'll have your elite mobs, which their names are in blue. They have a blue glow. Then you get the rare mobs or the elite mobs, which have names. They're yellow. They show up in yellow. They have this yellow glow to them.
Yeah, but if you get killed by, I think it's just a regular person, regular enemy, that person will then invade another player's game on your friends list, and then pop in their game more powerful, and will try to kill you. we've had to fight a lot of Luke's nemesis.
Sorry, Luke.
That's
You
fine.
die a lot.
Hey,
But-
So,
but you know-
it's
you know
really
something
cool,
I
and they're
noticed?
fucking hard to
They
do
are.
too.
You know what I noticed too? They love to spawn right before a boss fight. They
Yeah, they
love
do.
it. It
Yeah.
happened I think it happened both times we fought Mathio. It happened when we fought Diablo, and I want to say it happened when we fought Asmodan
yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. Like it happened like every single one. It's like we go in, and as the screen's changing, I see him pop up in the background. It's like
I actually had one earlier. Well, I wasn't even in a boss fight. I was just getting like surrounded by mobs. I had a couple elite mobs. I had one rare mob I was fighting, trying to get to a fucking treasure picnic. And then a nemesis spawns, and it was someone who killed you, actually, Tyler.
Oh, really?
So,
sorry.
and then it just I died. It killed me, and then it disappeared.
So then it goes, and after if it kills you, it'll just continue its cycle.
It'll
Move
get
into more
stronger and
games.
go into someone else's game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've killed my own nemesis a few times though.
I don't think I've encountered my own. At least playing by myself.
Yeah,
I mean,
not playing by myself. Playing with you guys, I've killed my nemesis. a couple
Yeah, I
times.
think I have too. So
Yeah.
That should be an achievement. Kill
It
your
should
own
be.
nemesis.
It should be.
Should be.
Let's talk about like the loot and the weapon and the armor and weapons and stuff. Like how the level of customization that this.
Especially with the transmogrification that they added. You can make your weapons look like almost anything you've gotten.
I think all the different areas that like your equipping stuff goes into is that you have your weapon, your offhand, gloves,
Bracers, helmet,
chest, belt,
pants, boots.
pants, boots.
That's it.
We have rings, two
Rings.
rings,
Two
and then
rings and
also
an
you
amulet.
have the amulet, and then you have the bag, which is like your other shit.
You have your gems and
Your
your
gems.
crafting supplies and your potions.
And I mean, here's my thing. I like it because it's very Borderlandsy because this game's all about the loot. But this is just me coming from, again, my favorite RPG being what I would say is probably one of the best RPGs is Skyrim, where it's like with Skyrim, if you wanted to, and I think I've seen somebody do it, you can just go in and upgrade and enchant the first armor stuff and weapons you get, and you can run through the entire main story with just that by just upgrading it. Like,
Yeah.
weapons have a lot more meaning, whereas you can get the same legendary in this game twice, and
But it'll have different stats.
But it'll have different stats. But it's more powerful. It's like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Weapons mean a little bit more in like games like that. That's about my only gripe.
The whole point of Diablo is getting like the best the best gear you can, and then making the difficulty as hard as you can, and then surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I think the loot system's really awesome. I like that they, I guess, supposedly have changed it in this game where legendaries drop more easy.
And
so
the gifts
cool.
that you get on occasion, if
Yeah.
a legendary drops, you'll get a gift for a friend, and it'll be the same legendary you got, right?
Yeah, I mean, the gift system's awesome too.
I think most of the gifts I've gotten are legendaries. Like I think
They're all
I think
legendary.
they're all legendary.
I've gotten rares. I've gotten rares from a gift.
Oh.
So I think it's possible to get a rare. It's just that it's you mostly get legendaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's another quick feature. Anything else to say?
I mean, I'm probably gonna play
Being-
more down the road.
Well, really quickly, Bing is the only person who's played, at least here right now, that's played both the Xbox 360 version and the PS4 version. Which version is technically?
I played both.
No, I said being the only person who's played here that's played both.
Oh yeah. Which one's better?
Which one's well? I mean, obviously the PS4 version's better, but
Yeah.
what do you think they really nailed better on the PS4 version? Off the top of your head, that they better than the 360 version?
Definitely, some of the class skills got changes that they really needed. Certain things that were on cooldown now have a charge. Different things like that. Cooldowns have been changed. Gaining experience, that is happening a lot faster, and really is kind of the point, is to get to the level cap and then start really getting this awesome, ridiculous gear. So I'm glad they changed that. And just just all the new stuff they added is just brilliant. And I definitely want to see more shit like this.
I hope, even though every other Diablo they've only done one official expansion, I hope they put out another one, just because it doesn't feel like Reaper of Souls was an expansion because it came out. 2015 next expansion. I'm calling it.
Maybe
Diablo 3.
There was-
I just hope there's a Diablo 4.
Yeah.
There was an unofficial expansion for the first Diablo called Hellfire,
But I mean, like,
which was actually the first appearance of the monk.
but I mean, like an official.
But an official,
And like, just because, like I said,
yeah.
it doesn't feel like it because it just came with the game.
yeah.
So-
I could definitely see more games in the series, especially after the end of Act 5, like the
Yeah.
way that ended.
So
Actually ended very similarly to the first Diablo, almost.
yeah.
Just without the hero being possessed by Diablo.
Yeah.
Ratings?
I would honestly, because this is probably one of my more favorite games I've played. I'd honestly give this like a 9.5 out of 10. This is a great game.
9.75 out of 10.
I give this a 9.25 out of 10. So, as you can see, we really, really like Diablo and Diablo 3. So if you own PlayStation 4, or actually if you own any of these systems, because you can get it there, if you're looking to get into Diablo 3, this is the best way to do it with Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls Ultimate Evil Edition.
And hey, if you want to kill shit with any of us,
Yeah.
definitely
Do it.
that.
Be our nemesis. We'll give you gifts.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So, yeah. Alright.
Okay.
Laters.
Bye.